Suddenly, the withdrawal bill is in limbo. That's what I want to talk about in this video, so let's get started! Hi, I'm Mark, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Brexit video. Once again, it was quite an exciting day in Parliament. You know, the second reading of the withdrawal bill was due today, and it started quite as expected. Boris Johnson gave a statement to the bill at the beginning of the debate, right after Speaker Bercow announced that there weren't any amendments selected at this stage. That was obvious because that usually happens when the bill goes to the committees, and the amendments will be there for the third reading then, but not on this second reading. So it was just the motion, yes or no. It was quite a heated debate, of course. Boris Johnson fought very hard to get his bill through Parliament. By the way, in between, somebody mentioned that suddenly last night there was an impact assessment on this bill. Others talked about there is none, but several times today they said there is an impact assessment published since last night. So possibly it really does exist and people know what this withdrawal bill means. How important that is now, we will see later when we get to the big surprise of the evening. But what Boris Johnson declared already in the beginning, if Parliament does not vote for the second reading of the bill, he will pull the bill and that's it. Then he would want a general election. Of course, from the opposition came the arguments that the time is far too short for complicated legislation like this. One MP, I guess it was from Labour, already even said he and his wife took even longer to choose a sofa than they would have to scrutinize this really difficult legislation. Of course, Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the opposition, gave a statement there to this bill too. He said he will not vote for this bill. He said his plan is still to get an extension, then get a general election, then negotiate another deal with the EU if he becomes Prime Minister, or in his words, when he becomes Prime Minister. I really have to say if he becomes Prime Minister. And then he will put that up in a second referendum against Remain. But he also complained about the short time they only have. He said on Monday evening at 8:15 they got the bill, and on Tuesday already they had to debate it in the second reading, and that can't be normal and can't be accepted. And he stated, first of all, Labour wants more time to do that. They also, and that was talking about the amendments for the committee stage already, they want a custom union, they want a close relation to the single market, and once again that they want a second referendum. The debate was quite long, but with these few examples I put up the side of the government and the opposition quite clearly already, because there wasn't so much more. And then was the vote on the withdrawal bill second reading. And for some people it might have been a surprise, but the withdrawal bill succeeded. 329 MPs voted yes, 299 voted no. That's a majority of 30. So Boris Johnson won the second reading for his withdrawal bill. But that wasn't the only thing on the day, which was yesterday when you see this video, because I'm filming late at night and I won't manage to edit and publish it now. I have to do it tomorrow after my first appointment, because as I said, I'm doing this in my spare time and I still have to work. But fortunately I'm self-employed, so I can grab some time tomorrow before noon, I guess. Because in the second part there came the program motion. The program motion was the motion that was setting this very close timetable, that only Wednesday and Thursday there would have been committees, report phase, and then third reading before the bill goes to the House of Lords, if the House of Commons agrees to it again in the third reading, including all the amendments and everything. And we heard that several times in the discussion today. That was too short for many MPs. And then came the vote on the program motion. Yes, 308. No, 322. So a majority of 14 voted no. And that means the whole fast-track timetable of the government just vanished. Which also means that it's almost impossible to get this deal through Parliament before the 31st of October. And because of that, Boris Johnson immediately stated, first of all, that that was the first time any deal has passed Parliament, even if it only was a second reading. But it did pass Parliament on one occasion, although you have to keep in mind that some of the MPs said before the voting that they vote in the second reading for the bills so they can bring up their amendments. So this is not a complete sign how a third reading might end. But Boris Johnson also said this is a lucky development, but there was another, because Parliament also chose to delay again. And because of that, he said government will pause legislation now. At the same time, government will speed up the preparation for no deal. And now it's the EU to decide what's going to happen. Because you remember, Boris Johnson sent, as the leader of the House said today again, the Parliament's extension letter to the EU. And now the EU has to decide if they grant this extension until the 31st of January, if they offer a different extension which has to go back to Parliament, if the EU is fast enough, because Boris Johnson has 2 days to bring that back to Parliament if a different extension comes back from the EU. And the 31st of October is still the end day for the membership in the EU of the UK. This made no-deal Brexit much more probable now if the EU doesn't act. But there come to pass what several members of the EU Parliament and Donald Tusk and Jean-Claude Juncker said today. Jean-Claude Juncker and Donald Tusk had their last speech in European Parliament today. I'll make another video about that, but then you will understand why this will play a role for the future of this withdrawal bill or the future of a no-deal Brexit. It was not quite correct that Boris Johnson said government will pause the legislation now. The legislation was paused automatically because the programme motion was rejected. And the technical term, John Bercow mentioned it again, is the withdrawal bill is now in limbo. So it's not dead, it's not alive, it's somewhere in between, it's just resting. And nothing is going to happen now until the leader of the House brings up another programme motion, which he won't, because Jacob Rees-Mogg, the leader of the House, gave a business statement yesterday evening as well, where he set up or repeated what is going to happen the next 2 days in Parliament, because without this programme motion, the old programme he presented last Thursday is back, kind of. And that means today on Wednesday, they will continue with the debate on the Queen's speech. It was environmental or economy. One of these, I wasn't writing that fast today. And on Thursday, there will be the conclusion of the Queen's speech on that topic. And nothing about Brexit is going to happen in these 2 days. Except there were Prime Minister's questions scheduled for today. We will see later on today what's going to happen there. Immediately after that happened, the opposition in person of Jeremy Corbyn offered government to cooperate, finding another programme motion with more time to scrutinise the legislation and then continue on the bill. But Jacob Rees-Mogg said they can't do it anymore. The time is too short until the 31st of October. And Boris Johnson once again mentioned he doesn't want the extension. So the government side, from the moment I'm filming this, I have to say that, seems to be of the opinion that now it's going to be a no-deal Brexit. But we will see what happens in the hours after and on today on Wednesday. But at the moment Boris Johnson said that, it all looked like he's now on the track of a no-deal Brexit. So you can see it was quite another exciting day. So the video was a bit longer than usual. And it went very late. That's why I'm presenting this video to you today. But we'll see us later again when I bring you the video about Donald Tusk and Jean-Claude Juncker's last speeches in the EU Parliament, where they, before the UK Parliament was in session, also mentioned something about the topic of extension and about no deal, and that should be interesting now after that happened. That's why I put this video behind the video I'm filming right now. For now, I thank you for watching. If you haven't done so yet, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day and see you soon.